Nana Chairman, I'll try and mention your name, Nana Tetrete Okwamwa Sechi, the second. Thank you. The President's representative, Honorable Dr. Kweku Afriye, my own friend, Honorable Kobi, the Minister for Western Region, the Deputy Minister for, I call it Mines because he's actually Deputy Minister for Mines, Honorable George Mrekuduka, also my good friend, a senator from Nigeria, and if I could borrow your word and say it the way the Nigerians say it, all protocols observed. Okay, so today I'm just going to take you through, what Goldfields as a company is doing in line with the theme that has been chosen for this conference, using mining for sustainable development. I think the theme was chosen talking about potential, but I think that it is now. Just as Honorable Duka said, that the time is now. We want to demonstrate to this August gathering what Goldfields is doing, my predecessors and everybody's contribution, as Charles said, to what the wonderful story I'm just going to take you through. I'll just start by giving a bit of a story. Those of you who have been around mining industry for a long time, 20 years or so ago, if you read the brochure of any mining company back then, the purpose or vision statement will say, we exist to create value for our shareholders. In fact, I actually checked again. I went back to the 1999 annual report of Ashanti Goldfields where I worked, and it was written there boldly, we exist to create value for our shareholders. How the world has changed in 20 years. Today, if you go, and I will encourage all of you to just do the little assignment for me, go and check the annual reports of all the major mining companies. Look at their purpose and vision statement, their strategic objectives. It will say something similar to what we are saying. And look at that and compare it with what the strategic objective of Greenpeace is. You all know Greenpeace, right? I'm sure you do. And it's very similar. It tells you the change, the paradigm shift that has happened in 20 years. For my own Goldfields, we say we're creating enduring value beyond mining. So it's no more just about mining. It's about the value you leave behind. It's about sustainable development. So the focus that has been chosen for this meeting is really appropriate, and I sincerely believe in that. Now, I'll share with you the journey that we have been on. By no means have we arrived, but certainly we are on that journey, and we've made some very good strides that I'll share with you today. But before I do, I'll just tell make you understand what our company stands for. Because more often than not, we are mistaken for other companies. When you say Goldfields, people think it's Ashanti Goldfields. But it's Goldfields Ghana. We have two mines that we manage, the Tarkwa mine and the Daman mine. And we have a joint venture with Galliano for the Asanko gold mine in Ashanti region. So that is Goldfields. Tarkwa has been in existence for a long time, since 1993, when we took over from the state gold mines. And we've turned it around to become one of the single largest gold producers in the world by production. We're producing over 500,000 ounces a year, and we'll do that for the next 15 years and beyond. So really big, and it's in, Honorable Kobi, your region. You have the single largest gold mine in the world, by far. Then we have the Daman mine, which is also an open pit mine. It has a relatively short time. My team and I are working hard to see how we can improve and extend the life of that mine. And of course, we have, in partnership with Asanko, with Galiano, the Asanko mine. I opened up by saying that our vision and purpose is about creating value beyond mining. This is it. Our vision, we want to be the preferred gold mining company delivering sustainable, and we can stop there, sustainable superior value, sustainable. And our purpose, why we exist, is to create enduring value beyond mining. We do have some what we call ESG priorities, or environmental, social, governance priorities that we have set for ourselves. And if you will permit me to take us through a couple of them. Last year, our company took a bold move by providing some targets, what we want to do by 2030 and beyond. And I'll take you through the 6 pillars, these 6 targets, and what we're doing. So I'll start with decarbonization. We're saying that we're going to reduce 50% absolute emissions and 30% net reductions from our baseline. And by 2050, we will have net zero emission. Net zero emission. So that's in less than 30 years. We want to be there. And it's a bold, bold statement to make. And it's not just a statement we've made in isolation. I will demonstrate to you very shortly some of the steps we've started to take in that direction. On tailings management, we said we want to be compliant with the global industry standard on tailings management, which was just recently introduced. And we also want to move away, and this is actually our global target, move away from upstream dam construction to downstream. We're reducing it from 5 to 3, but that's really global. In Ghana, Celestina, tell me, we basically have downstream, right? Yes. So in Ghana, we're pretty much aligned with that goal already. The third one is on water stewardship. We know mining companies use a lot of water, a lot of water. Our goal is 80% of our water will be recycled or reused, 80%, which means that we only take about 20% fresh water. And we will have a 45% reduction in fresh water compared to our 2018 baseline. I'll say that for Tarkwa, for example, last year, our freshwater extraction was almost zero, if you look at it. So we're already there in some of the commitments we've put out there. On health and safety, that is a given. If it's not safe, we will not mine. Gender diversity, we're making a bold statement that 30% of our workforce will be women by 2030. In a few more years. We're at 11% now. So there is a lot of work to do. But I don't give up, because you know what? 26 or 5 years ago in my class in mechanical engineering, there was no female. Today, Prof. Amankwa, how many females do you have in your engineering program first year? 25%. So in a short 20 years, you've moved from 0 to 25%. So I'm not worried about the 30%. We'll get there. The things we need to do, we will do it. And the sixth item, probably the most important to me, is stakeholder value creation. And we've made some bold statement there. 30% of total value created will benefit our host communities. 30% will benefit our host communities. That's significant. We want to leave value beyond mining, and we mean it by some of the actions that we take. So let me then go over some of the things I talked about, the targets, and start with decarbonization, or energy and carbon management. We probably were one of the first companies to make this jump, And we currently don't rely on the national grid. We're self-sufficient with power. We generate our own power for our Tarkwa and Daman mines. We've got 95 megawatts of electricity generation capacity now. So we're not a problem for the national grid. In fact, we're getting to the position where we can actually support the national grid. And we're doing this using natural gas. It's not diesel, natural gas. And through us, the local company that we engaged, Gensa, was able to build a pipeline from here all the way to Tarkwa. And on that pipeline, government is making moves to extend to Kumasi. So we have been a purveyor, if you like, of that development. And I'm proud to be associated with that. On environmental management, I'll show you the people who have been doing the real work and how they feel so proud about what they've done. Again, I'll refer to 20 years ago when we were looking for standards back then. You will have to look for international standards because in the Ghana standards was not formed yet. I remember those days for tailings, for noise, for everything really you want to do, you have to look for international standards because the Ghana standards was not well established. I think, Dr. Kokofu, you're here, I'm sure you know that history. But subsequent to that, the Ghana standards are well established now, very well aligned with international standards. And I'm proud to say we adhere to them very strictly. Whether it's blast monitoring, noise pollution, dust, all of that. Our tailings management, the way we handle our effluent discharges, all according to international standard. And the one that really will surprise you, if you look up there to the top right corner, and I tell you that was a waste dump, would you believe that? That was a waste dump 15 years ago, was a waste dump. That is almost a full forest. And the guys who did the work, I'll share a video with you shortly, and they will explain it to you. We've planted a total of over 1 million trees, 1 million trees. So when the president talks about Green Ghana and the initiative, we're already there. We're already doing the move, and we're supportive of government's initiative in that area. We've planted, like I said, over 1 million trees already between Tarkwa and Daman, and we have in our plantation over 500,000 trees that we can redeploy anytime. So at this point, I'll just stop and let you hear from the people.
Your topsoil, which is the goal for rehabilitation of the goal for plant growth, is stored properly and used after closure. As you can see, this is a reclaimed land with an about 11-year-old vegetation, which shows that if we are able to manage your topsoil well, the land can be reclaimed and reused at closure. Tarkwa has a concession of about 20.8 square kilometers. Currently, we've degraded about 5,000 hectares, and we've claimed about 12% of that area. And where I stand is a typical example of a reclaimed area on the mine.
Daman was the first mining company to sign a reclamation agreement with the Environmental Protection Agency and to post a reclamation bond in Ghana. The mine has a mining lease of 8,111 hectares, and 17% of the lease has been disturbed, and 35% of the disturbed area has been rehabilitated. We have a policy to concurrently rehabilitate lands disturbed by our mining operations, and we have been very successful in reclamation of tailings storage facilities and waste rock dumps to support economic activities such as commercial agriculture.
I didn't say it. You've seen it. And unfortunately, on the trip tomorrow, you're going somewhere else. Hopefully, Angela will be able to show you that as well. I'm not putting you on the spot, Angela. So I'll just talk about value creation as the other arm, the sixth arm. I'm proud to say 70% of our employees are from our host communities. 70% are from our host communities. 70%. I mean, it's already known how much we pay in royalties and taxes to government. Just this week, I handed over to the Deputy Minister of Mines a check for interim dividend for 2022. So we do uphold our statutory obligations very well. Just down this slide, you will see our taxes and royalties that we've paid over the last 20 years. 1.6 billion in taxes and royalties, pay as you earn, $323 million, dividend to government, because government is a shareholder, it's a 10% shareholder, $163 million. We did the Black Star sponsorship in the past, and I know the Honorable Minister is asking for us to support again this time to take our Black Stars to Qatar. We're looking at that. And of course, the unfortunate incident that happened in Apiati by no means was very unfortunate. And the plans that have been put in place by government and all stakeholders, I am very sure will make sure something like that never happens in our country again. So in terms of creating value, we continue to create value and leave behind value way after we're gone. The team and myself, our main focus this year and the years to come is going to be the value that we create in our host communities. So we're going to be prioritizing some of the projects that we're going to work on through our foundation. Our foundation has over $84 million spent. We're going to prioritize those projects, and the focus will be more on, creating jobs, alternative jobs outside of mining will be our focus. Health will be another focus area, and education and agriculture. So I talked about, I think the president mentioned the asphalted 33-kilometer road that links our two honorables' constituencies, Tarkwa and Daman. I think they can talk about the impact that road has made. It's beautiful, by the way. Those of you who haven't used it, it's really beautiful. But it's opened that area up significantly. If I see, the commercial activities that have opened up in those two areas just because of the road that has come, the multiplier effect is extremely significant. Sometimes we underrate some of these things. We do them thinking, we're just linking two towns, but townships are being created. Daman, as a town, is growing as a result of this road. Now, between Tarkwa and Daman right now is pretty much linked. In the past, it wasn't that linked, but because of this road, they're linked now. And we're doing the stadium. Hopefully by fourth quarter this year, we will complete it, and it will be a 10,000-seater stadium, very beautiful stadium in Western region, in Tarkwa for that matter. And then also importantly, our Youth in Agriculture project, where we're engaging over 500 youth in farming, vegetables, and the rest. Those are the things that will create jobs beyond our mining operations, and we're focusing on doing that. Some more pictures of some of the things we have done. And then you hear from the participants of it. If we can get a volume. Hopefully we can get a volume. Otherwise, I'll have to tell the story like the way it used to be 40 years ago when we had soundless films. was just talking about the things we've done in engaging the youth in alternative employment. Philippa over there was telling her story. If that won't play, I'll go to the next one. It's also quite interesting.
My name is Charles Nyama, a graduate from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I did geomatic engineering. With this 2-year graduate trainee program, I've been able to learn enough to the extent that without any supervision, I get a chance to go to the pit. Wherever they need it, I go and deliver the task. What we do is that we have the daily pickups. The amount of ore or waste mined, we need to get a volume as a contract mining to know the volume they've mined. So we go out there to pick up the results and also define how the pit is now. In terms of job opportunities in Takwa, seriously, it's very, very tough. So I think with this graduate trainee program serves a very great joy and happiness in our lives. And I think that the relevancy is very high. So I'll urge that this program will continue so that most of the guys unemployed will get opportunity to get something doing.
Good. So in full disclosure, 25 years ago, I was also a graduate trainee. So hopefully Charles will stand here before you 25 years from now. To close it, we're here not just for gold, we're here to leave behind value. Thank you.